Chapter 6, Second Chances. While the Coven elders are off reviewing the evidence of the attack on the gym, your gaze shifts between Cass and Gabe, as the three of you sit in the awkward silence of the Nexus dungeons. Cass glares at Gabe in anger and disgust from her position leaning against the wall, while Gabe sips blood from his plasma pouch and does his best to avoid eye contact. Cautiously, you clear your throat. So, either of you hear whether they're, back yet? Because my mom's gonna start to worry if I don't get home soon. As the vampire wonderkind over there, his crash diet's the reason we're even in this mess. And I fully accept the responsibility for that. I'd been tapering off my feedings, and I thought I'd found... What? The cure to vampirism? You can't will yourself to being human. Of course not. But there's gotta be some other way of living that doesn't involve being a literal freak of nature. Vampires aren't natural. Oh, there it is. The holier-than-thou, I'm the perfect little human routine. Would you two knock it off? You turn your glare first on Cass and Gabe, then he meets your gaze, and you can see the shame behind his eyes. Sorry, Parker. And for the record, I completely understand if we don't hang out anymore. You must be disgusted by me. I know I am. Disgusted? No. Confused? Absolutely. One second you're the only person on the planet who understands what exactly I'm going through, and the next, he's got a hand around your throat giving you a close-up of his tonsils. Gabe shoots Cass a withering look, and she smirks before holding up her hands in mock deference. You meet Gabe's eyes again. I mean, how much of what you said was even true? Your family history, vampire hunters, the stuff about your grandmother? You remember how Gabriel's eyes welled with tears as you both stood over her grave, and the memory feels a little different now. Tainted, almost. All of that was true, I swear. I know this was a huge lie by omission, but I never told you anything less than the truth. I like how it seems like he has his fangs bared right now. Well, it's not like I don't know about vampires, so why not just tell me? You gotta believe I wanted to come clean with you. Then why didn't you? Lewin told me not to. Puts down his plasma pouch with a sigh, his expression pained with guilt. He wanted me to watch you, make sure you didn't stir up any more trouble. He thought you wouldn't trust me if I told you, so... You spied on me. I only ever told him you were keeping the end of your bargain and doing your best to hold your mom off the trail, that's all. Wow, so you've been watching me from the start? The tour on the first day, the party with your friends... No, Lewin's been monitoring your mom since she started her job, but I wasn't assigned to you until after the incident in the woods. So you're telling me that my mom's been in danger from the moment we moved here? You try and wrap your head around this new influx of information, but one thing still bothers you. There were other ways to go about keeping an eye on me. You didn't have to pretend you were human. From her spot against the wall, she snorts. Oh, that. He does that for fun. Would you shut up? Cass, what are you talking about? It's like I was telling you, the Clementines are all wannabe human sheeple in wolves clothing. Gabriel just so happens to be the worst. Catch sight of him as his gaze shifts to the floor. Can you blame me? I'm a monster. Just look at what I almost did to Parker. You unconsciously brush against the bandage wrapped around your wound, trying not to think of what could have been. Across the room, Cass rolls her eyes. Boo-hoo, do you really expect anyone to feel sorry for you? You're not the victim here. Cass, take it easy on him. He obviously feels terrible about what happened. He doesn't need you piling on. Don't tell me you're buying this woe is me crap, because if anyone's got a reason to throw a pity party, it's you, new girl. Cass takes a menacing step towards Gabe as she gestures toward your wound. That only happened because you refused to accept what you are. I thought I had it under control. And look how well that turned out. Cass lashes out angrily and heaves a kick at one of the Gabriel's blood bags, sending it sailing across the room before landing at your feet. By the time you look up from the pool of blood leaking from the ruptured bag in front of you, Cass is standing face to face with Gabe, staring him down. It's bad enough Astoria and Lewin limit us to feeding once a month, and then you Clementines only drink from the hospital stash like it's a private collection. But you not drinking puts us all at risk, especially when you're sloppy enough to let others use it against you. Wait, what are you saying? I'm saying that the Venadies who staged the attack were banging on Golden Boy going all homicidal, taking the fall for your murder. Boom. One meddlesome human and a self-loathing, self-righteous Clement taken out in one fell swoop. They made him their tool because they knew he was a stupid to take care of himself and not to borderline starve. Gabriel's relatively calm demeanor shifts, and you can't help but see some of this earlier ferociousness as he glares at Cass. His voice comes out as a growl. I'm so sorry my morals are inconvenient for you. Those morals of yours almost got Parker killed. And all of a sudden you care. I'm the only one who... He trails off, and you watch as a light bulb goes off behind his eyes. Slowly, he looks between you and Cass. I am clearly not the only one who cares about Parker. What? No, shut up. Cass, thank you. For saving Parker, and for not letting me do something I'd regret for the rest of my existence. A look of surprise flashes across her face, followed by one of great discomfort. Don't mention it. Seriously, it would hurt my rap. No, Gabe's right. You saved my life. Hopefully I can return the favor one day. She scoffs. The day a human saves my immortal life is the day I hand over my fangs in shame. Still, I owe you one. Hey, you never know, you might need her blood. Oh, you'll owe me more than that by the time this is all done. Letting you walk free is a threat to every vampire in Crimson Beach, and we Vendies are a loyal bunch. Maybe. But we all have core laws that we're bound to make sure we treat the Crimson Beach humans fairly, which our coven mates broke. Hello. Pot me kettle. Not like it matters. The elders are gonna send us all to the fry on the Silver Brand, and that's if we're lucky. Wait. Things may have gotten a little hairy towards the end, but you two saved me. Why would you be punished? Because you killed some of your own. Vampire rules are a little less forgiving than you're used to. Regardless of the intention, a crime must have its punishment. And now that you've gotten mixed up with this, that also includes you. Again. But all I did was defend myself, and you? Is there something in your core laws about that? Actually, there might be something in the bylaws that I'd have to check to be sure. The texts are kept in the deepest part of the Nexus, the Chamber of Laws. We just have to find a way out of here to get to them. If only you two knew someone who spends a lot of time in the Nexus dungeons. She smirks and drives an elbow into a loose brick in the wall. As the brick sinks in, she reaches into the crevice and pulls out a makeshift lockpick. Well, new girl, what do you say? Ready to take a walk on the wild side? Sneak off with Gabe and Cass to the Chamber of Laws to learn the ancient rules. Let's check out this chamber. In that case, open says me. She worked quietly on the lock, with you and Gabe holding your breath just over her shoulders. Finally, lock clicks and the door swings wide open. Yes. But just as she steps out of your shared cell with a triumphant smirk, the guard positioned outside comes into view. Oh shit. Back. The three of you shuffle back inside and pull the cell door closed just before he passes by. As he goes, you all let out an audible sigh. Whew, I thought you said you'd spend a lot of time in trouble to know what goes on down here. Yeah, since when do they start assigning security? I don't know, but this just means I don't spend as much time in the dungeons as I thought. And you know what? That is a growth. Besides, now that Gabe's secret is blown, the least he could do is keep an ear out. Don't even try to blame this on me. Why not? All of this is your fault. Oh, enough. We've got bigger fish to fry so we can focus on the problem and not each other? Fine, I'll time has lapsed, and then we'll go. Silence falls over you, and the three of you watch as Clyde walks past twice more. Got him. He passes by the door every 10 seconds. If we wait until the 11th second, we should be able to sneak by the unseen. Really? As Clyde passes again, you silently begin to count to 10. We wait. There's no option to just wait. There should be an option just to wait. You wait an agonizing 10 seconds until Clyde steps past the door, and then... now! Quickly, Cass pries the lock open, and Gabe grabs you, racing out of the cell into the hallway. Rounding the corner before Clyde circles back less than a second later, Cass stands beside you. Let's hurry it up before he notices we're gone. Together, all three of you Gabriel and Cass lead you into the depths of the vampire hideout. You'll look around in awe at the cave walls that seem to get more ancient the further down you go. Wow. You haven't seen anything yet. He plants his palm against a slab of concrete and pushes, opening a secret passageway in the open mouth. You follow him inside. The moment you step inside the Chamber of Laws, you're struck by the sheer amount of history. Ancient runes decorate the walls, and in a glass case it sits a weathered piece of parchment. Whoa. How old is this place? It looks ancient. The cave itself definitely is, but for the chamber I think it's been in use since the covens arrived in Crimson Beach about 400 years ago. Wow, if these walls could talk, imagine all the things they could say and the stories they tell. It's incredible. You brush your fingers against the walls, feeling the cold grasp of history beneath your fingertips. As you turn, you see Gabriel watching you with a smile. What? Nothing, I just like seeing you enthusiastic like this. You, Gabe, and Cass all break off to investigate different areas of the chamber in search of the bylaws. As you're looking off at a stack of folders, Cass calls out, Hey, I think I got something over here. She waves you and Gabe over to the glass case you'd spotted earlier, and together the three of you peer inside for a closer look. Well, that's definitely not in English. It's an ancient script passed down by vampires. There were plenty of hunter notes deciphering it when I was younger, and if I'm reading this right, the original agreement forged between the two covens when they settled in Crimson Beach together. He inches forward for a better look, nudging Cass out of the way. Sure, you do your thing. I'll just step aside. It's not like I found it or anything. Maybe, but you did know that these two symbols represent the covens, and then the last one was, there means law. Gabriel, you did it. This is exactly what we were looking for. Hey, if it helps, all those hours I spent reading those notebooks will have been worth it. I wonder what more would be boring, actually having to study those texts or just hearing you talk about it. Can you figure out what it says? I think I've translated this first passage already. The laws of Crimson Beach are hereby designed with diplomacy and peace in mind, both for the resident of vampires and the humans inhabiting the town. The following crimes are against the sanctity of Crimson Beach and must result in banishment, revealing the Coven secrets, Coven infighting. Check and check. As Gabriel reads off the list of crimes, Cass keeps a running tally of how many laws she's broke until you're stuck looking at her, stunned. If all these are supposed to be the most severe crimes, how are you still a part of this town? Good looks and charm will get you far. More like a legal loophole will save your bacon. Listen to this. As few traditions stand the test of time, any law may be updated by a communal agreement and posted in the Chamber of Laws. How much do you want to bet all of your rule breaking was decriminalized a long time ago, Cass? Depends. How much you got? Only one way to find out who wins. Spread out and let's find those new laws. Oh, Godspeed. The three of you search the room until finally you're standing in front of a tower of parchments rolled and stacked on a bookshelf, each looking progressively newer than the last. These look like the updates Aldahart read about. Now, we just gotta find a law that actually helps us. I think I've got one. It's not exactly self-defense, but it does mention acts of service between humans and vampires. The humans who discovered vampires were almost always killed until a human helped the Coven fend off a vampire hunter. Then, the law was amended to give humans the benefit of the doubt. I guess the Coven leaders take it seriously if a human does something for the well-beings of one of their vampires. Just like you did, when you helped me fend off the attackers. Smile warmly at each other, and you can't help but feel more confident in your chances. That's great for you, new girl, but unless either of you has seen anything that's gonna get me off for fighting my Coven mates, or Golden Boy off for missing his feedings, we're both still screwed. I think this subsection saves us both. Gabe hands Cass a parchment full of runes and points out a pair. These are symbols for savior and dignity. Vampires are allowed to act contrary to law to preserve their dignity or their coven mates. I argue that I think drinking blood is indignified, but I don't think anyone will deny you saved me tonight, or my soul at least. As Cass nods her silent thanks, you leave the two of them to their understanding, scanning the room for anything else that might be of assistance in your trial. You find yourself drawn to some stone mural depicting a vampire weeping as he holds another in his arms. Seems sad. Your eyes linger on the tears falling down his face, frozen in time for all of eternity. It seems like he's in so much pain. Hey, Gabriel, what does this say? He comes over and studies the text carved into the rock, eye focusing on every groove for proper meaning. It tells of a tale of a vampire who fell in love with a human. He turned her to stay with her forever, but he did so without the approval of the covens. This mural is a depiction of their banishment. You look back at the painting as you stare up into the male vampire's eyes. It's almost as if you're witnessing the moments from the woman's point of view. Now playing as Esme. When you come to, you're deep beneath, you're surrounded by vampires. Most of them are shouting. Your ears ache from the overstimulation. Oh, my head. Newly changed, you're still unused to the overpowering senses, the pinpoint accurate sight, the impossible hearing, the raging thirst. But through it all, you focus on the face of your lover, Lewis, as he stands to face the roaring crowd. He looks down at you, a smile radiant even in the darkness. Do not worry, my love. We'll be fine, I swear it. Silence, Lewis. Do you or do you not admit to the charges you face today? Yes, I admit it. Lewis, no. Is there a reason you turned this human without seeking the approval of the covens first? There was not enough time to get permission. There are vampires who wait years for the chance. It was the only way to save her now. Esme was ill, dying. I couldn't let that happen, not when I had the ability to stop it. Though he speaks to Lewin, his hands holds yours firm and steady. You cling to him, afraid of what comes next. And yet none of that changes the fact that you have knowingly broken one of our laws. Elders, what have you decided? Lewis Duchess, we find you guilty of breaking the core laws. You and your creation are sentenced to banishment. May you walk the world and never return to the town of Crimson Beach. No, no, no! Putting on a brave face, Lewis clutches you in his arms as the two of you are forced out into the sunlit woods beyond the protection of the town's light lines, and into your certain deaths. A lump in your throat, you steal a quick glance at Gabriel. Is every love story between vampires and humans doomed to end in tragedy? But before you're able to dwell on that thought, you notice Cass tense up, a serious look crossing her face. I hear footsteps. We gotta get back before the guard realizes we left. Have you been counting how many seconds? Quickly, the three of you creep through the halls, racing to make it back without being seen. Just as the three of you slide back in your cell, the door of the holding room opens, and in walks a familiar face. They're ready for you in your tribunal chamber, human. This could be it. I don't know if the covens will give me another chance. Listen, they've already gave you one. You swallow nervously, and as you get back to your feet, you look behind you at Gabriel and Cass. I'd like my reassurance from Cass. Gabriel. Yeah, but he knows how to read this shit. I mean, she's got, Alright, you know what, Gabriel. You reach out and take Gabriel's hand, some of your worry slipping away at the familiar feeling of his warm fingers wrapping around yours, but Clyde shakes his head. Was there some kind of confusion? I said they're ready for you, not Aldard. A brief panic fills you with the thought of once again facing the trial alone, but he places his hand on your arm, turning you to face him. You can do this, Parker. You're strong, brave, don't forget that. Right, I've got this. And with one last squeeze of support, you drop his hand and square your shoulders, turning to face Clyde. Let's go. I'm sure that went over with Cass real well. Once more, you walk into the Nexus, prepared to stand trial and plead for your life in front of a room full of vampires. But as you look around the room, you find it nearly empty. Where is everyone? Seated in the front of the chairs are Lewin, Astoria, and a handful of elders you recognize from the first trial. As you get closer, all of them look at you cold and unfeeling. I have a really bad feeling about this. Well, I mean, you're a humanoid who killed a bunch of vampires, so... Yeah, no, they until they hear the story, you know? As if on cue, your sensory talisman begins to warm against your wrist, and you can feel your legs begin to shake. Lewin clears his throat and motions to the only other chair in the circle. Please have a seat, Parker. Let's begin. Just a shot in the dark here, but I'm guessing you want to talk about the incident in gym? Incident, that's putting it lightly. It seems more like a debacle to me. Catastrophe, even, after all 3 members of my coven are dead. And still alive at the scene where the 2 of the youngest vampires, one a Clement, the other a Venedai herself. His eyes watch your every move, and though his tone is measured, you can't help but feel cold all over. As well as one increasingly involved human. I'm gonna take a shot in the dark here and say, they're gonna turn me, aren't they? There's no way you're trying to blame me for this. Those Venedais attacked me. They tried to have me killed. And what's more, it was within town limits. Wasn't that the same thing Cass was accused of? That was different. No, it wasn't. How? As she stares back at you in vengeful silence, Lewin chuckles. Fair point, well made, Parker. I would have to agree, laws must be applied equally to the considered just. Your gaze falls to Lewin, focusing your effort on playing to his protectiveness of this coven. Not to mention the Venedai attackers treated Gabriel like a pawn. Watch your mouth! What the... How does that attack... Like, what? Karen, calm down. It's true. They lured him there to get him to kill me, and then tried to kill him when their plan didn't work. All I'm saying is I could have used the distraction to escape, but I didn't. I did everything I could to help him. Lewin's ordinarily stoic expression softens. And for that I thank you. Gabriel has some reservations about this life that are causing difficulties. Ignoring the piercing glare, Astoria fixes on him. He looks around at the other elders. Elders, have you come to a decision? I think it's safe to say Parker is not at fault in this particular situation. Though she is becoming increasingly more annoying. Here. Nonetheless, going back on the original agreement would be a disgrace and a violation of the human's rights. By law, she must be free to go. You start to stand, relief flooding through your body, and then you watch Astoria's expression shift from fuming to smug. I wouldn't be so sure of that, considering our original agreement involved a certain medical examiner. Medical examiner, what? What does she have to do with us? She's just as human as I am. Doesn't she have rights too? Astoria snorts disdainfully as she stares you down. Barely. She has the right to live her life as long as it doesn't interfere with ours. Lately, she's been inching over the line. You made it clear last time my mom and I are a package deal, so I'll handle it. Now, what did she do? Quite frankly, your mother's continued digging into the murder cases is bothersome at best. I must ask you one last time to deter her. But if you can't, you'll be in violation of our original deal and I'll kill you both, like we should have done in the first place. Astoria, please. Your eyes leap to Lewin, desperate for a lifeline. We'll kill them both. A look of sympathy crosses his face for a moment. You can't tell how genuine it is, but his tone at least softens. Though I truly hope it does not come to that. You're free to go, but rest assured, we'll be seeing each other very soon, Parker. Well, I didn't have to defend Cass, I guess. You wait outside the Nexus and entrance for Gabe and Cass to finish their trials, your heart racing in your chest. Finally, they emerge, one after the other, both of them looking relieved to see you, and no worse for the wear. Parker, are you alright? Come on, let's get out of here. I'm Still trembling from Lewin and Astoria's warnings, you suddenly feel lightheaded and your knees buckle beneath you. I'm gonna study myself on both. Why not? It's only fair. Listen, I haven't made my choice yet. Leave me alone. You reach out to both of them, Cass grabbing you from the left as Gabe steadies you on the right. They hoist you up, accomplishing something together for the first time since you've known them. Hang on, Parker. We'll get you out of here. What the hell did they do to her? Slowly but steadily, the three of you make your way out to the street, weaving your way through the trees. When you start to feel more steady, you increase your pace, desperate to get home. Hey, you don't need to worry. The covens aren't going to come after you, not after tonight. Not with us here, at least. It's not that. I need to get home. I'm way past curfew, and I have to make sure my mom is okay. But, looking at the sleepy town, you wonder who else is wandering in the dark. Another jolt of anxiety runs through you. Gabriel puts a gentle hand on your shoulder. If you want, one of us could walk you home, so you won't have to be alone. All you have to do is say the word. And for a moment, you consider turning down both of them, asserting that you're fine, and then you sigh. Could you walk me home? I'm real sick and tired of you forcing me. It should become natural. Well, since I chose Gabriel in the thing, I'll choose Cass. You meet Cass's eyes, and you offer her a weak smile. If you'd be up for granting me a favor? No big deal. It's on my way. She starts down the sidewalk, shoulder-checking Gabriel as she goes on, but you turn back to shoot him a smile. See you at school on Monday? Bright and early. He eyes Cass, but says nothing before turning the other direction and walking away. In moments, he's gone, and you hurry after Cass. So what happened to you in there, anyway? You were barely gone a few minutes before Clyde came and got us. Oh, the usual. Astoria and Lewin threaten to kill me, say by the skin of my teeth, yada yada. Even as you say, your body trembles, giving you away, and for once, Cass is kind enough to not point it out. Yeah, that sounds like typical trial behavior. Really? I thought Lewin was supposed to be on the human side. Hell no, Lewin is the worst. He acts all superior and rule-abiding like any other Clement, but he's crazy manipulative. At least if Astoria says she's gonna kill you, she means it. Lewin? He's gotta see what's in it for him first. There's gotta. There goes my last hope that all this was a misunderstanding. Cass looks over at you before nudging you with her elbow. I wouldn't worry about it if I were you. I'm not gonna let Astoria kill you. Oh, really? How noble of you. Me, noble, please. Well, I don't know. You've been a bit virtuous lately. Maybe some of Gabriel's good qualities have rubbed off on you. First of all, Golden Boy's qualities are bottom tier. His style trash. Interests boring. Hey, no need to get all defensive. If you can't handle the truth... You can't handle the truth! Keep pushing the limits of my generosity and maybe I will let Astoria eat you, new girl. You roll your eyes, but you don't bother hiding the grin that comes with it. Uh-huh, anyway. Have I thanked you yet for saving me from Gabriel? Yep, and I'm pretty sure I said not to mention it. Vamps would talk. You know the deal. Well, right now it's just you and me, so thank you. You watch as a smug smile inches across her face and she shrugs. What can I say? I like playing the hero now and then. I bet you do. It's obvious you love being a vampire. Power, strength, the fan fiction that pops up every couple of decades. What's not the love? Oh, I don't know. Maybe the fact that you have to drink blood. No offense, but that's plain nasty. No, it's not. Leave me alone. Says a girl who's already tried some of my blood. Which makes me uniquely qualified to say gross. Wow, low blow. Anyway, if it's really so great being a vampire, why don't you tell me the story of how you became one? How about I don't? All the remembering makes it hard to forget. Hard to forget what? Your life before, or... What do you want to know, new girl? I was alone, weak, and human. I'm not. The end. You wince, taking a few steps beside her in silence before mustering your voice again. Even after everything I went through tonight, you still equate being human with being weak? Sometimes, yeah. She opens her mouth, then closes it, expression tightening. Finally, her words come briskly. You're a special case, but you can't deny life would be easier if you were a vampire. It sure was for me. I offered myself up to the Venedites the second I could and never looked back. This is who I really am. Would you prefer me as a vampire? She stops walking abruptly, and for one heart-stopping moment, you think you've crossed the line. Then she turns to study you, forehead pinched in deep thought, and finally she mumbles, "You're pretty okay as is." Before she can turn away, you catch her arm, stopping her in her tracks. Cass, I meant when I thanked you for saving my life. You came to my rescue when I needed it the most. Before, you made it seem like you wouldn't have, but when it mattered most, you were there for me. That means a lot. Her eyes widen, her discomfort is at your genuine words clear on her face, and then she presses a single finger to your lips. Like I said before, don't mention it. Huh. She turns and starts walking ahead, eyes fixed ahead on the road. Tension dissolving, you let out a laugh and hurry to catch up. Cass, I finally found your weakness. Lies, slander, I have no weakness. A laugh bursts out of you in her dry tone, and by the grin twitching on her lips, you can tell that she was her exact intention. Oh, but you do. It's heartfelt appreciation. Pit you against silver sunlight or a stake to the heart, and I pick you every time. But up against a well-written thank you card, you're as good as dead. She gives you a long, suffering, sidelong look. You're a riot. Yeah, but it's the truth. The two of you stop at the corner, and you realize you're only a few minutes from home, and you turn your gaze back to her. Thanks for the walk. If you need to go, I can make it home from here. Who says you have to go home at all? The ice cream parlor's open this late, but it's not bad for human food. And if I didn't know who I was dealing with, I'd say you were asking me out on a date. I'm just saying, you could probably use a bite to eat after the excitement of earlier. And I'm the best company you'll find in this forsaken town. Diamond choice. Sure, why not? The bell on the front door jingles as you and her walk into the ice cream parlor. You head over to the display case looking at all the flavors. There are so many options. I don't even know where to start. S'mores. Butter pecan. Sometimes vanilla. Why stop at what they give you? Because that's what they actually have? What do you mean? Watch and learn, new girl. Mix it up. Hey, Scooper boy, where you at? A disgruntled and very tired-looking employee comes out of the bag. Welcome to... Yeah, how many flavors can we get in one bowl? Store policy says 3. That'll work. I'll take a tester of chocolate peanut butter and tutti frutti, and definitely the freezer burnt one in the back. I'm watching, and all I'm learning is your taste is questionable. Come on, new girl. I'm not getting those because I like them. She pops one of the tester spoons into her mouth and grimaces, then passes another to you, and you laugh in confusion. Okay, what's going on? Gross ice cream showdown. Me versus you. You are so ridiculous. Bring it on. I'll go with rum raisin, rose water, mint chocolate chip. Listen, what the hell? Mint chocolate chip is not a bad flavor. Rum raisin, I don't know, and rose water, why not? Nothing pairs better than a floral taste than candy corn, right? You're a natural, but I think we can step it up even more. She migrates to the topping window, pacing up and down the window and surveying the options with a serious expression. I've got it. I know when I think of a totally not disgusting floral flavors, I'm getting a craving for peanut butter chocolate. He picks up the scooper and haphazardly throws a heaping amount of topping all over your ice cream, most of it raining to the ground. Wow, and here I thought you know what's have better aim. Oh, you thought I missed. She dunks a scooper into a vat of sprinkles and with a flick of her wrist sends a tiny rainbow flecks flying all over you. Hey, what are you... Cass Harlow, you were so dead. Grab a scoop of pastel pink marshmallows and toss them in her face, laughing as a couple get caught in her hair. Hey, can you cut it out? I just swept in here. You jump, realizing the mess you've made on the floor. Sorry. Cass leans in, whispering in your ear. Want me to kill him for us? You grab her arm and drag her to the corner table. You have got to stop making that joke. Whatever. It would have gotten us free ice cream. Yeah, I agree with this. Kill him. We're lucky we didn't get kicked out. I can't believe you made me do that. She didn't make you do shit. You willingly did it. You drop into a chair and Cass slides into the seat across from you with a cat-like grin. Made you, Reese, that was all you. And I'll let you in on a little secret. He leans across the table, voice dropping low. I like when you break the rules. Your stomach flips and you hastily grab her cup of ice cream out of her hand. Anyway, let's see who's got the worst flavor. You take a bite of her concoction. It's sweet, salty, bitter, while also being crunchy, chewy, and slimy all the same. Holy crap, that is bad. You draw your own next, and it's equally perplexing, horrifying, and mind-numbing. Cass huffs out a laugh at your expression. And what's the verdict? The worst is... I mean, I got rose water and... What, like, listen, bad writing. What exactly did I get on my shit besides rose water? The worst is definitely yours. Seriously, it tastes like it's thrown up in my mouth a little. Gnarly. Think they'd add it to their flavor menu? God, I hope not. And what would we call it? Cass's vomit or Parker's vomit? You throw another pinky marshmallow at her. This time she catches it and pops it into her mouth. Okay, spill. How'd you develop this little hobby of coming up with awful ice cream flavor combos? It's far from fearsome. What? You've never heard of death by disgusting? When you've actually got superhuman abilities, I don't think you need that one. Plus, that doesn't even strike me as a fin-to-die hangout spot. Unless you don't tell me this place is some secretly, well, fin-to-die haunt, the rainbow sprinkles are just a front. There's cold, then there's ice cold. You're several degrees colder than the latter. Okay then. You were born with reverse taste buds, and the taste, nasty tastes, taste good to you? Not a real thing. Come on, I've seen that brain at work. Give me the good theories. I mean, technically, that was actually a good theory. Because, you know, you think of the whole, thing going around, right? That makes everything, like, not taste or taste burnt. And, yeah, it's pretty realistic if you think about it. Oh, I know. You have a secret desire to be a worldwide culinary sensation or experimenting on some kind of new vampire torture. Maybe hunting and bloodsucking have gotten old, and you're looking for a new way to bend those weak humans to your will. These combos are beyond gross. I'm sure they could do some serious damage. So you're coming around to death by a disgusting idea. Told you it was a good one. You slap your hands to your face, but on an expression of pure terror. Not the scooper. Anything but the scooper. I'll give you whatever you want. She snorts out a laugh. I'll let Astoria know about your new idea next time I see her. I'm sure she'll be thrilled. Cass props her cheek on her fist, giving you an assessing look. You know what? I'll let you all know the truth. She cooks a finger, beckoning you forward, and you lean in closer. Back when I was human. She rolls her eyes in disgust, struggling to get the word out. I used to work in an ice cream parlor for a bit. You scooped ice cream. Damn, I'm grateful I never walked into your shop. Ah, you're a regular comedian, aren't you? I only serve these combos to the customers who deserved it, like the ones with history of not tipping. Working in an ice cream shop was boring. I had to think of something to make the work worthwhile. So, driving away customers? You got it. And when they stopped coming around, that meant I had the whole place to myself to come up with new, masterful creations. That's really where the gross ice cream showdown began. Though back then it was just me, myself, and I. Kind of sounds lonely. Not even. I'm great company, but you've been a pretty okay addition to the showdown. I've had fun with you too, Cass. A fluttery warmth fills you as you hold your smile, only to heighten as she bumps your foot under the table. What? I don't know, just thinking. Care to share with the class? I was thinking, if I'd met you as a human, maybe... Reaches out, flicking your paper cup with a fingernail. I wouldn't have been in such a rush to turn. Oh, that's sweet. I should kick her foot back, take her hand. Still smiling, you take her hand in yours, loosely clearing your fingers around them. Or after a few moments' hesitation, she squeezes your hand back. This is nice. Yeah, I guess it is. And then she kicks you under the table again. When the two of you make it to your house, the neighborhood is silent, just a quiet breeze rustling through the treetops. You suppress a laugh when you realize how close she walks to you, right on the heels as you make your way up to the porch. Well, the role of my shadow has already been filled. That's too bad. Being stuck to you would be a good gig. She steps in towards you, trailing her gaze from your feet up to your eyes as she moves in even closer into your ear, and she whispers, "Mind if I interview anyway?" Cass. Playfully, you shove her back, but she catches your hands, pulling you into her chest. You gasp, startled at the proximity and the heat that spreads through you as a result. Cass? Honestly, after all that crap we went through tonight, I just want to make sure you're safe, or whatever. Her eyes flit away from you, and you realize she's letting you in on a rare bit of vulnerability. Or whatever, huh? I just want to make sure you don't make it into something it's not. Then what is it? She looks back at you, and under your eyes locks under the glow of your porch line. No longer avoiding yours, her gaze is direct, fiery. What do you think it is, new girl? Why not? Heart tripping over itself, your body possessed by a feverish need to know what it feels like. You lean in and brush your lips against hers. She's still as stone, and you start to pull away, only to gasp as she wraps her arms around your waist, pulling you flush against her. Is that your answer? You're overcome by the intensity of her gaze, your eyes dropping down to her lips, wanting more. Yes? She surges forward, her kiss is rough, hungry, and you match her every move, opening your mouth and feeling her tongue against yours. Cass. You stumble backward, hardly feeling your back collide with the door. You tip your head back as Cass begins to kiss her way down your neck, her breath hot against your skin. You let out a breathy shudder as she playfully nibbles at your neck, and then all at once you feel her rake the sharps of her fangs over your skin. Oh. She draws back at once, and you shiver as her luminous silver eyes meet yours, the glint of fangs just peeking out beneath her lips. You have no idea what you do to me. She's still close, face inches from yours, chest heaving and lips kiss swollen. Your own lips tingle as your mind rushes to catch up with what's happening. I need to get inside. So soon. Everything in you warns that continuing the kiss, a vampire in the dead of the night, is a bad idea. But how much you want to ignore that voice is what shocks you the most. Yeah, for real? But thanks, I'll see you, around. Before she's able to respond, you yank open the door and race inside, pressing your back to it after slamming it closed. Things have definitely gotten too real too fast. What, 'cause you kissed someone? Inside, everything is as it should be, though you notice that all the lights are out. Mom should be asleep. One quick peek in her room to calm my nerves, and I'll head upstairs. You step through the hall, aiming for your mother's room, and suddenly the living room light switches on. What? It's probably your mother. Where have you been, dear? Welcome home, Parker. Your mom sits in the armchair, legs crossed, arms crossed, mood cross. Do you have any idea what time it is? Time for me to go to sleep. Bye! See you in the morning! That would be my reply. Late? She sighs, and all at once her face is full of worry, making your stomach twist in guilt. Parker, what is going on with you lately? I've been texting you nonstop all night and you never answered. I've been worried out of my mind. I'm sorry, Mom. I guess I just got caught up hanging out with my friends at the festival. I must have lost track of time, that's all. The festival? The one that ended hours ago, you mean? First you worry the crap out of me and now you're lying? Oh no, Mom. I'm sorry. I was at the festival and things got a little out of hand, but everything's okay and I came home as soon as I could. Well, it's not exactly the truth. It's close enough to soothe your conscience. I just don't know what went wrong between us. You and I used to talk about everything, but now you're sneaking around, coming home late, and who was that voice I heard out at the porch with you? It was Cass. She walked me home. Cass, I thought that Gabriel was bringing you back. Well, we met up with Cass at the festival and she offered to take me home. I don't know about this Cass, Parker. I've never even met the girl, and here she is keeping you up past midnight. And with the recent murder in the woods, it's not safe. That's why she walked me home, to help keep me safe. And why can't you trust me when my entire life have I ever done anything to make you doubt me? It's not that I don't trust you, but it's hard when you're growing up so fast and it just feels like there's something off. She reaches out to touch your arm, but you pull away, not willing to give her an inch to go on, and knowing that the less she digs about Cass, the better. I'm sorry, Mom. It's for your own good. It's fine. Stop worrying. I'm tired. I'm going to bed. Good night. You watch the hurt color her expression, and you turn away before it cracks your facade. Upstairs, you collapse onto your bed, overcome with exhaustion and guilt, only to feel a sharp pain from something hard underneath you. What the... You feel around, getting a grip of something solid, and when you pull it out, you see the same one worn by my attackers, owl mask. Who left this here? Alright, without further ado, thanks for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Head down description below, there are links to a lot of things. Check those out, and hey, consider supporting the channel. Supporting means a lot of different things. You can share it. There's also the join and thanks button, and like I said, several links in the description. It'd be great to continue to grow this community. That is literally and figuratively my goal at this point, is to entertain you, but also to grow this community. That's pretty much every content creator's goal, but then it twists and turns, and I just want to make sure that my goals are pretty much consistent, is to entertain you. That is it. That is literally and figuratively it. That is why I still put up with some of the books that I do, and some of the things that Pixelberry writes. Again, 3,600 videos plus minimum, at this point. So, clearly, I'm not doing this for anything else other than to, you know, share content with you guys, really. Literally and figuratively. So, I love you, beautiful faces, and I'll catch you all next time. Peace out.